Hey everyone, welcome to Reverse Homesteading. It is definitely winter here. I have a cold, so I'm all rugged up. I won't be in the garden long today. I'll show you something inside, but my frost covers have been on. Not sure if we actually got a frost, I haven't checked yet. My little mango's all wrapped up. I'll show you what else I'm doing with my frost covers, and then I'll show you the latest seeds that I've got inside. I've been doing things a bit differently this year. I usually cover the beds, not the things on the outside, but I've ended up with so many things on the outside that need frost covering. I've not really run out of frost covers, but run out of the will to cover the whole garden every night. If you were here last year in winter, you would have found out that I was rushing out every night with about 6 or 7 covers at least, and it was a big job. So we're going with a bit less this year. Leaving my Thai chili plants out to weather the frost. Hopefully they'll be alright. They've got some new growth tips, but hopefully they'll be alright. I grew these 2 from seed. I have 3 more Thai chilies that I got as plants, and I have my cayenne chilies, which I'm also not covering because it's just too much. I had them spread apart so that they didn't get cross-pollinated, and I knew this would be a problem where it's harder to cover them for frost because they're further apart. I was going to have more in this bed which would need to be covered by frost, but I really don't. I've only got silver beet or chard beets. I now have broad beans and snow peas, and the nasturtiums don't really care about frost so much. So not really worth covering this bed. I have my palmero chilies or palmero sweet peppers that are still getting attacked by snails, the poor things, but not the snails, the plants. But I've already left them without cover for quite a bit, and the snails have had a go, and I'm just thinking I'm just going to be lazy for the rest of winter and not cover every single little bed. I also have some chilies or sweet peppers over here too, jalapenos on that side over there. And I also have my cute stuffing pepper here. And what I've tried to do with having things along the fences is hopefully that I don't have to cover them for frost. So we'll see how that goes this year. My cool climate banana still needs protection from the frost, as would anyone's, I believe. It's right under there. I've got a Hessian sack from my favourite coffee roaster around the base of it. You really have to protect the trunk of a banana tree from frost. Quite fragile in that way, as well as the leaves. Looks like the leaves have got a little bit of frost on them from when I wasn't covering, but that's not so bad. So I'll take that off, because the thing about frost covers is they're great when the frost is potentially coming, but you can't leave them on all day. The plants still need airflow and sun. Covering my mint and turmeric and frangipanis, oh, my ginger as well. Galangal I have here. As you can see, the snails are still having a heyday under here. So I'll deal with those little creatures. And my well-established frangipani from a cutting is still doing okay. The frangipanis I had in the far north coped with frost. They didn't have any leaves at the time, so then they just grew back in spring. So they actually can be quite tough, but I'm covering them anyway. Decided to cover with thicker things, so you've got my old towels here, please excuse. But they're right up here. I wasn't going to cover the ones up the fence, as I said, but I've ended up with some of my fabric from my fabric stash up there. Here I'm covering my citrus. So you've got your tangelo under there. Here is our Madagascar beans. They're a tropical or semi-tropical plant. Grapevine doesn't matter. Blueberries don't matter. That's my Tahitian lime under there, I think. Yep. Probably needs a feed. I've got my potato vine from a friend. It does not like the cold, but I'm just trying to preserve it a bit. This is my Eureka lemon with a lemon, which I think I might actually pick, the poor little thing. here we go. Our first citrus from this garden. Ooh, it's running away. Almost green, but that's alright. I'll just stop taxing the plant so much. So up here we have other things. Another potato vine. That's my native currant, which really does not like the cold weather. We have my Panama passion fruit under there. It's good if you can get your covers to the ground level, but not essential if you can't. Got my little feijoa chucked under there. I was a bit sad for it yesterday when I pulled it up off the ground because it had these little roots it was trying to put down. Poor thing. Anyway, I shouldn't be out here too long. I've got a cold. My pepino is doing really well. Even in the cold weather, this is the first night I've covered anything, really. The first night that I've covered things properly. And that's my clementine under there. Which is a kind of a mandarin. So that's what I'm doing for frost. I was covering my strawberries last year, but I'm not this year. I'm just trying to make it easier. And as I said, I'm thinking I probably may not need to cover much more than the Panama passion fruit and the native currant, but I mean, I don't really want that to die back too much, the potato vine. But yeah, citrus still need cover, so we'll see. I'll just keep it like this. Doesn't look great, but the thicker towels do give a bit more protection. Theoretically, I should be covering the potatoes as well, but they're under a big tree next to the fence, so I'm hoping they'll be alright. So I don't take the covers totally off, they're just part way off, but enough for the plants to get some sunshine, such as it is. And yeah, they need that airflow and whatever UV they can get. So this will be much quicker to rush out and at dusk when I realise I haven't put this frost covers on yet. And quickly put some covers on with just a couple of pegs for each one. So I'll take these covers off and let my plants get a little bit of sunshine, and I'll see you inside. Alright, I put the gas heating on before I left, so it takes a little while to warm up, so happy to be back inside where it's a little bit warmer. I mentioned in a video recently that I needed some more flowers in the garden because a lot of them I've kept the seeds for years and just way too long, and yeah, most of them are not sprouting, so that's why I didn't have a lot of flowers in my garden this year. But I've purchased enough to get a little satchel instead of just an envelope. These are all from the seed collection. I have no affiliation with anyone, so they're just what I decided to choose. There were a few things that I wanted to find, and a lot of these, if not all of these, are edible. So my little grandkids aren't going to hurt themselves because they're dangerous to eat. So I don't encourage them to just go around eating in the garden, but if they do, I don't want them to get hurt. So that's the thought behind this order and my birthday. Alright, so they always give you a little thanks for your order and how to start your seeds, some instructions and times of the year, not specific to what you've purchased, but it's still good. And a little white paper bag is what the seeds come in. It just reminded me of lollies when you go to a local milk bar, not sure what they're called around the world, a little shop that sells lollies and things that kids like, just in the middle of your suburb. And yeah, it just reminded me of lollies or treats for adult gardeners coming in a little white paper bag. Anyway, that's the way my brain works. So you've probably read all these by now. I don't have a lot of experience with some of these plants. I have grown ginger before, but none of the native gingers. So you've got amaranth, which you can eat the seeds and stir fry the leaves or whatever you want to do with them. So this one is just beautiful. I'm going to put all of the seed catalogue pictures up for you. So if you're not familiar with them, you may have seen them before if you see the picture and go, oh yes, that one. So Agastache? Let me know in the comments how you pronounce that. I don't even know. Lavender martini and raspberry daiquiri. I'm not sure what was in their mind. Maybe it was a Friday. They're sort of a rockery plant. They're very cute and they encourage bees. So cornflower, classic romantic and classic magic. You'll see the photos and know the colours for these. I'm not really going for a colour. I hate the word palette, but it's the word palette that I'm looking for. Yeah, just colourful flowers is what I'm going for. The native ginger I'm hoping to grow inside as well as outside somewhere protected, perhaps up the side of the house, because it has beautiful red undersides on the leaves. And it's quite a spectacular plant, so I'm looking forward to growing that inside and out. This is interesting. Someone in the Seed Savers group in the tropics, where I used to go every month or so, used to grow native ginger for her granddaughter. So yeah, apparently the berries are tangy and lemony. The new shoots taste like mild ginger. I'm not sure which one it was, but she used to say she encouraged her granddaughter to drink the nectar from the flowers. So that sounds pretty amazing. I'm not sure if it's the same kind of ginger. So I've got a different kind of nasturtium because they are just so tough. So peachy colour. West Indian gherkin, just because they're crazy cool and they're spiky, and I thought my grandkids would really like them. Lingonberries grow into a big tree, but I am interested in them because the medication I'm on, I'm not supposed to have too many cranberries because it's not a good mix. But lingonberries are not as bad, so I can make lingonberry jelly and put that on my chicken and things like that. So I'll be happy for that. Elephant leek, I mentioned in a recent video that my leek seeds were a bit old and they weren't sprouting, so that'll be good. It's a little late in the season, but I'm going to try anyway. They'll be fine. They'll just take off in spring and I'll have them to harvest in winter next year. Calendula is also edible, as most of you would know. Good for all sorts of medicinal and beauty kind of needs, if you want to use it for that. And bunching onion, also known as Welsh onion. And seeds, I've been trying to get hold of these for years. I just forget, and they sell out every year. So I have 5 packets now. It's a red variety, but that's fine by me. And I'm hoping that I'll be able to just keep them going like my potato onions that I purchased as a bulb last year. I'm really getting going with the seeds from those, so hopefully I'll never need seeds for the potato onions again. And if I look after these bunching onions or Welsh onions, it'll be the same for them as well. You can probably see my cayennes and my Thai chilies out of shot a little bit, so I had to pick them a bit early because I thought, oh, I'll leave them till they get the dark red colour, which is what I said on one of my videos recently. But they're not going to get there in time for the frost to take them out, so I don't want them to go into mush from the frost, so that's why they're picked too early. But I hope you're having fun choosing seeds for spring, and if you're not already, it might be time to have a think about what you need, what's too old in your seed collection, and what you're planning to do with your garden next year. I'm planning for more flowers. Well, I hope you're having fun in your garden, whether it's winter or summer. A shout out to everybody in the heat waves around the world, in the US and UK. As far as I know, bits of Europe. So hope you're all doing okay and keeping cool. But I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.